Thank you for tuning into Vehicle Spec. Today we have a 2026 Range Rover Evoque Dynamic SE in Seoul Pearl Silver with the Cloud Ebony interior. The Evoque comes in two packages, the S or the Dynamic SE, which this one is, and you get one powertrain, which is a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder matted to a 9-speed automatic. All-wheel drive is standard. Now going from the S to the Dynamic SE, it's a more of an appearance package and you get some features. The Dynamic SE just gives you a little bit more experience packaging. For example, the S actually comes with a Shadow Atlas exterior styling. This one will get the Graphite Atlas exterior styling. Front bumper is different on the SE Dynamic or Dynamic SE. You get these little pieces right here on the hood that you don't get on the S model. And the Dynamic SE come with standard 19-inch rims. They're the I think the 5136 styling package, which are gloss dark gray wheels with diamond turned contrast. Now this one is equipped with the optional 20-inch rim. I think it's a 1085 styling package and they're gloss black. Just like the S model, you get the standard LED full headlamps and LED fog lights. You do have gloss black grille, active shutter. This one is equipped with the black exterior styling package, so it'll black out all of the trims. You can see Range Rover is blacked out. Normally on the Dynamic SE, you would have some bronze accents, but since this one has the exterior black package, everything's blacked out. On the lower portion of the bumper, you probably notice there's a camera right there because the Dynamic SE comes standard with the 3D surround camera. It is optional on the S model. The Evoque comes standard with the flush door handles, so if I lock this guy, it'll fold right in and it'll fold in the mirrors. Because this one has the 3D surround camera, you have cameras on the mirrors. You also have an approach light when you unlock the Evoque. Come along to the rear of the Dynamic SE. It looks very similar to the S model because the Dynamic SE just gives you little features and a little different styling. And because I mentioned earlier, this one has the black exterior styling package, you can see everything's blacked out back here as well. But on the shark fin antenna, you probably noticed this one has a camera back there because this one has the optional digital rear view camera, which we'll look at that in a second. You do have your window visor back here, that's full gloss black, smaller window back here, full LED tail lights, so turn signals, reverse lights, and daytime running lights. Range Rover, you can see it's blacked out there, and Evoque is blacked out back there as well. And you get this full gloss black piece back here. I believe on the S, only this part right here is gloss black, and this portion right here would have been flat black. But on the Dynamic SE, you do get a more unique rear bumper. Another option that this Dynamic SE has is the black contrast roof. And part of the black styling package, forgot to mention, you do get you do get black brake calipers. This model is also equipped with the black protection package, so you can see the black wheel locks, and you have the black splash guards behind the tires as well. For the Dynamic SE, here is the key. So you have your standard lock, unlock, power trunk. You have your lighting, you have your hazard button, and it says Land Rover in the back, Range Rover. And you see it's in chrome, but because you have the smart key, you do have smart entry on all 4 door handles. So when the door handles are out, you just pull and it opens. Now this one has the Cloud Ebony interior, I don't know if I mentioned that. And it's a good mixture between light and dark. But let's take a look at the door card over here. You do have soft touch up here, soft touch here. Now this is a different material than the S model. This feels a little bit more softer. You have gloss black around the door handle, soft touch here where you rest your elbow, and you have auto up down for all 4 windows, power locks. You have your child locks back here, 3-position memory seats only on the driver door, storage down here, and you have a speaker here. Range Rover called this a thread plate, and on the S model, it'll just be a black plastic. When you get the Dynamic SE, you do get the chrome thread plate, and also on the SE you get the bright metal pedals that on the S it'll be just a standard rubber as well. The driver's seat is a 12-way power adjustment, so you have forward, you have back, you have up, you have down. You can tilt this portion as well too and move the back seat forward and back, and you have a 4-way lumbar. On the passenger side, it'll be a 10-way power adjustment, so you have forward, you have back. You can raise the seat up and down. You can, of course, move the back of the seat forward and back, and you have a 4-way lumbar. One thing you can't do as the driver can is tilt this portion up and down. All right, let's jump into this Dynamic SE. I do apologize for the road noise. This one's like literally right here in the street, and it's a busy road. But we'll go ahead and turn this guy on because it is a hot day. We need some air. I'm gonna die in here. Just like the Evoque S, the Dynamic SE will have the same interior layout. So you do have a heated leather steering wheel. It is a power adjustment. You can even set this guy to auto. You have metal paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. You have plenty button layouts on the steering wheel. Now it is buttons, they're just one piece. So you can see they actually click. You have phone control, you have a shortcut button, you do have a shortcut to your safety features, volume, rocker here, you do have your select key there, you have your previous and next track. And if you go into the menu there, it will change the orientation of the buttons and turn it into a D-pad, which is cool. But we're gonna leave this guy there for a second. You have your voice command here. So you do have lane keeping assist, or Range Rover call it lane assistant. You have your speed limiter here, heated steering wheel button here. Then you have resume, cancel. Let's switch over here. You do have your lighting. So you have off, you have, I think, parking, just on and auto. You do have an auto high beam assist as well, and a self-leveling. I don't know if I mentioned that about the LED headlights on this guy. Self-leveling, and on the right side, you do have, for your wipers, high, low, auto. You have rain sensing windshield wipers, that's standard, off, and then off, intermediate, on for the rear wiper. Behind your steering wheel, we have a 12.3 high definition interactive driver display. Right now, you can see it's displaying the maps. I didn't get to show actually that map feature on my S model when I did the Evoque S video, but you can see you can have that right there in the middle, and a lot of customization you can actually do for the display. It's full digital, so like earlier I showed you guys, you have the select button. If you push that guy in, you have your menu here. So if I go to display layout, and these are real buttons, you can hear me clicking each button. You can have a 2-dial that we're in right now. You can have a 1-dial, just in case you want to get rid of your tack. In the 1-dial screen, you can go in here and change the left info panel, right info panel, display layout, trip selection, and you do have a heads-up display setting because this dynamic SE has the optional technology package, which gives you a heads-up display, and it gives you the digital rearview mirror, but we will look at that in a second. And let's go back to display layout so I can show you guys some other information. You can have map, which we were already on. Look at that. So you can have the full map. I didn't even know. I thought it was just the map in the middle. You can have this full thing being a map, which is interesting. And let's go back to display layout. You have media, and you have your driver assistance as well. We have plenty of information that we can actually go in here. And since we're in here, let me show you guys the heads-up display. So you can actually turn on your heads-up display on and off, the brightness, the position, and even the content of your heads-up display. So you can have your driver assist, you can have your traffic sign recognition on there, the gear state. I guess that's what it's on right now. Oh yeah, you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me take a zoom in. So it has the speedometer and what gear I'm in right now. I could change, or I can add media and phone and navigation. So I like that you have multiple different information you can add to your heads-up display. And then we have vehicle settings. And here we can change tire pressure, TPMS, auto apply, 4x4 info, and show warnings. So actually, let me go back to the layout display, and I'm gonna change it back to 2 dials. Keep it standard because someone's probably going to jump in and test drive it and like, what am I looking at? But you have a digital speedometer on the left side, and you have a digital tachometer on the right side, and then you have your basic information: temperature, outside temperature, gas, mileage, things of that nature, the time. You even have your speed limit sign right below your speedometer as well. So yeah, you can have a lot of configuration on your the driver display here, which is nice. And take a look at the left side of the steering wheel over here. Soft touch over here. And then you have your power to open and close the display. Nothing much else pretty much going on over here. So just like the Evoque S, you do get the Meridian sound system. So you can see tweeters here, speakers all over. We're gonna take a look at the brochure, and I'll get into more details of how many speakers you do get in this guy. Now let's take a look at your infotainment display here. This is a 11.4 inch touchscreen display, and some people like it, some people don't, because as you can see all around it, there's not that much buttons because everything is mostly on your display here. So you have multiple different columns. So you have your shortcuts over here, you have your navigation here. I didn't mean to click that, but it pulls up like a little satellite view, which is cool. Let's go back to home. You have your phone. You can connect your phone to Bluetooth. You have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto, and both of those are wireless, which are nice. You can swipe over. You have your media, and I guess I should show you guys the different types of media you have available on your Evoque. So you have Bluetooth, XM, FM, AM, tune in, and you can even add more apps if you wanted to. Hit home. Next to media, you do have slope assist. So this is a Range Rover, and Range Rover is going to show you plenty of off-road goodies. So when you get into this screen here, this is the 4x4 info display. You can see your altitude. This says 0 degrees. I don't know if this is pitch and roll or anything like that, but like, yeah, these two might be pitch and roll. And you have your bearing. Okay, but a compass on there. You can see the all-wheel drive torque. I'm sure it can view which wheel is getting what, and then you can turn off your engine idle stop, your downhill assist, and your traction on and off. And you even have TR modes here. So, this is your drive mode. So you have mud, rut, sand, grass, gravel, auto, comfort, and then wade sensing for when you're in water. That's cool. Do not wade in flowing water. That's interesting. So that's something I just learned just now. So yeah, plenty of information in this display. I'm gonna go back to home, and you have your compass here too. Compass here. You have wheel information, the wade sensing, energy impact. So what you're using that's using the most energy at the AC on right now, and your driving style. So you have plenty of information here. And for your climate control, there are shortcuts right here on the left side. So you have your temperature there for the driver. You have, that's actually for the driving mode, and you have navigation, music, and it's to all apps. You have your max front defrost, rear defrost, and your profile. So when you turn on the Evoque, you could choose your profile if you want. The passenger. On the right side, you do have the passenger's temperature. This is your volume knob for the, that's the temperature. This is the volume knob for the climate control. You saw I can tap it to mute it quickly, which is cool. I'm gonna bring that volume all the way down. We don't need that on. You do have like your time and your signal for your vehicle. And the Dynamic SE do add a standard 3D surround, like I said earlier. So push that guy, it'll give you your 3D surround, and you can look around your Evoque, which is cool. You have your different camera angles here. So if I want to view the front from the top left, it'll go all the way around, and you can actually drag and move the camera all around, which is nice. We have 3D on and off. We have volume back here. You even have an off-road camera, which will give you, I guess, if you're going up a hill and you're kind of nose up to the sky, you want to see what's in front of you and what's on the side of your wheels, which is cool. But yeah, that's standard on the Dynamic SE. On the S, you can add it as a package, or I guess an option as well. So, and if I hit all apps here, it'll view everything. So navigation, account, seats, climate, cameras, everything, valet mode. You can even see your vehicle dimension, which is cool. A lot of vehicles don't show this off. So you can give you height and width and length and a little bit of everything. Look at that. And you have voice, phone, media, wade sensing, your track mode, TR modes, Alexa is built in, connect accounts, weather, vehicle health. So plenty of different information you can view on your Evoque. And for the heated seats and everything else, you do have the shortcuts here for the heated seats, or if you tap on the driver's temperature, it'll bring up the heated seats, the fan speed, auto, temperature, sync on and off, a little bit all your goodies. The passenger can tap theirs as well too if they want to turn on their heated seats. But you can just go back to the home menu, which I was just on, and in your shortcuts, you could just have your heated seats there. Below your infotainment display, you can push this guy. It'll show your wireless charging pad, and you have one USB-C, some storage there. Close that guy off. And then you have your shifter here. A lot of people say like a minimal, center console here. Range Rover don't want to call it minimal. But if you look at it, you have your shifter, and that's pretty much it. You have reverse, neutral, drive, shift to the right for sport. Park have a dedicated button. So you have to click right here to actually engage. So if I go to reverse, actually it's up, or I don't know why I'm going down. You have your 3D surround view camera, comes on automatically. You can see for the rear. On the Evoque S, I did not notice that you can slide the armrest up and down. So you have up and down here, which is cool. You can cover the cup holders, but if you slide them back, you have two cup holders here, and they can open individually or together. And it is lined with felt in there. You have a USB-C port in there, and that's pretty much it. Pretty deep. Not the biggest storage in the world, but pretty deep. And then you do have your glove box down here. It's not lockable, but it is damped and lined with felt, so you won't scratch things up. So that is nice. Above your infotainment display, you do have your auto dimming rear view mirror. Now, because this Dynamic SE has the technology package, it comes with a heads up display, and it comes with a digital rear mirror. So if I flip it, you can see it's an actual mirror layer with different settings you can set up. So you can change the brightness, or change I guess the up and down. The up and down. But yeah, you have different options there. You do get home link as well too, standard, and you can flip it to have a standard rear view mirror. I think the technology package is also optional on the Evoque S. And above that, you do have your interior lighting, which is LED, touch sensitive, which is cool. You have your service button there. I think you talk to like a Land Rover, Range Rover operator. And on the right one, the SOS is for emergency. And you do have your moonroof controls and your sunshade, because the panoramic moonroof is standard on the Evoque. So the S and the Dynamic SE and it's not just a fixed glass, because I know that's the most popular thing now, where everyone just have a glass. You can't open it. You can open this front portion here, and back there is a glass. You do have a bar that kind of, like a big bar that kind of protrudes in the middle, but it does let in some air in here. Lets in a lot of light in here, makes it feel a little bit more airy. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today. It's a hot day today, and I don't know, maybe my brain is melting. You do have a black headliner though. And for the visor on the passenger, you do get LED lighting. And on the driver, you also have a mirror with LED lighting. And before we jump out of here to the back seat, you do have a auto dimming driver mirror. Both mirrors are heated, but I think only the driver's side is auto dimming. Before we get to the back seat, I want to show you guys the leather seats. They are perforated, and I like the cloud/ebony interior. And I think the front of the seat is like leather grained, and then the rear, I believe, is like a synthetic leather. Taking a look at the back door here, slightly soft up here. This is actually really soft. Soft touch down here as well, more gloss black. You do have a window switch, tweeter, I like the metal grille. And you have a speaker down there, storage down here. Power tailgate is standard on the Evoque. This one has some optional storage back here that you can keep, which is nice. You have the carpet floor mats, and this one also has, look at the all-season floor mats. You can get as an option as well. Also, you have this optional rubber mat back here, which I actually really like. It's not too high wall. It feels nice and flat back here. You have these little protectors back here for your luggage and suitcase and things like that. You have storage over here. You have a power outlet back here. And it does come with a cargo cover that you can remove. And you do have additional, I guess this is, I don't know what you will put right here, but the S have this as well too, which is cool. And the seats do fold down. They don't fold flat, but they're separated in 3 different parts that you can pull down, or you can have the center just pull down for like a pass through. But yeah, they don't fold flat at all. They got a speaker back here as well. Not the biggest cargo space in the back of the Evoque, but you do have plenty of room. We're gonna jump out of here and build us a dynamic SE so you guys can see what color combinations you can get, interior combinations. There's a lot of different packages you can get on these Evoques. For example, I have the window sticker for here. So this one does have a few options on there. So the technology package, you have the black exterior styling package. You do pay for a Seoul Pearl Silver. You have the optional wheels. You do have the premium interior protection and storage pack. Okay, so that's what we saw in the cargo space, and the emergency pack as well. So let's jump out of here, like I said, and let's look at some options available on the Evoque. I'm here on the Range Rover website, so we're about to build us a 2026 Dynamic SE Evoque. Like I said, really similar to the S, but the SE just gives you a little bit more goodies. So same powertrain as the S. So you can see here, the S starting around $499. The Dynamic SE starts around $5,500. So on the SE, the first thing to notice is the front bumper is different. These like designs here are different. This is different. The wheels are different. The looks of the Evoque is different on the Dynamic versus the S. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys the S real fast so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see bumper, wheels, hood, all that good stuff is different. Now, these are the original wheels that come with the SE, which is right here. And I didn't get to show you guys that because the one I have had the optional wheels. But let's take a look at some basics here. So you get the 2-liter 4-cylinder, like I said before, 246 horsepower. Let me see if they give you any more information. Not really. All-wheel drive is standard. You have one solid color, which is Fuji white. And then you have your metallic color. So the Fuji white, you do not pay a premium price for. But you do have the black, which is a $950 charge. And Santorini black. Now I went over these colors with the S, so check that video if you're not familiar. You have the bronze, which is a very bold color. Bronze is a very bold color. You have the gray. You have the Tribeca blue. You have this Seoul Pearl Silver, which we just did, which I actually really like the Seoul Pearl Silver. And then you have the Eager Gray. So Seoul Pearl $950. You do got 2 premium metallics that you can choose from too. You can choose either the Ostuni Pearl White, if I said that right, not too sure, and Carpetane Gray. These 2 colors are about $1,550. We're gonna go back and pick our Seoul Pearl Silver. Now you have an option for the roof color, and I believe the one we did is the black contrast roof. Yes, that I did also with the black contrast roof as well for $600. And then you have the black exterior styling pack. So this, like I said, will black out some goodies. So this will give you the black calipers that I showed in the video, and pretty much make sure everything's all blacked out. Even though the Dynamic SE got, I think the Dynamic SE got a little bit more stuff blacked out over. Is it already on here? Oh yeah, I had to confirm it. I'm like, is this thing on here? When I add that package, I could see some small accents here wasn't already blacked out. And then you have the optional 20. So these are the, I think the 1085. Yep. And these are the same wheels that was on the S that I did as well. So a lot of customization you can do in your Evoque. You can really make a one-off if you want. It's not as much customization like the big boy, the Range Rover, or the Range Rover Sport. But still, being that we start off with the Evoque, you still have plenty of customization. So for the interior, you have the green leather, and you either can do ebony or cloud with ebony. I think ebony with cloud is my favorite option. And this one does have the black brush aluminum finisher. You can also have the ash veneer for 200. They're both two. Oh no! Oh, the aluminum finisher is no premium charge. So the veneer is $200. The one I did had the aluminum finisher, and you have the technology pack. So I mentioned this in the video. It comes with the ClearSight interior rear view mirror and the heads-up display. The model I did definitely have the technology package, and I'm gonna add that guy. This will allow you to customize your pretty much your drive modes down to a T. So either comfort, dynamic for suspension, steering, engine, gear shift. So you get a little bit more control. So it's $1,050 if you want that package. And then you have the comfort package. This gives you ambient lighting. This gives you what the 2-zone climate control with second row vents and temperature. So I guess you get temperature controls in the second row, and then you get the cabin air purification. So this one don't have the comfort pack, and you have the cold climate pack as well too. So many accessories. Heated water jets, heated windshield, heated power wash, heated rear seats. So for $980, that's not bad for all those goodies. And then you have the emergency pack. I think this one had the emergency pack. I can't remember. I'm doing this part like weeks later, so I'm trying to remember. You do have a rear seat convenience pack. So this thing's like adjustable and configurable. So you have the 2 click and go base, click and hang, and click and hook. Pause the video if you want to read some of these stuff to kind of see what they are. You have the premium interior protection and storage pack. So this comes with cargo carrier, cargo space rubber mat, and rubber mat set. I believe this one had this package as well for $650. We'll go ahead and add that. I think it has that, if I'm not mistaken. And then you do have an interior protection and storage pack. So black waterproof cargos. This model does have the rubber mat set and the cargo space rubber mat, but I remember seeing that organizer in the trunk too. So I think it's going to be that package over that one. And then you have the wheel protection pack. It does have the black wheel protection package, so we're going to add that guy. And it does have the exterior protection package as well, so we're going to add that guy. And I like this thing where you get like a little flask and keychain, which is cool. And you can have one-off options. Now, this is already checked off because I have the technology package, but you can add the heads-up display without the rear view mirror, the digital rear view mirror. So you can see, you can have them separate if you wanted to, which is interesting. And then Meridian sound system. So is this like a better system than what's already in there? Because it has the Meridian system in there, unless that's not a stock system. I'm not too sure. Comment below if you know. But this 14 speakers, dual channel subwoofer, okay, 650 watts. So there's a decent sound system. I'm assuming either it has a stock system, you can add the Meridian, or it has a Meridian and you can add a more upgraded Meridian. I'm not too sure. You do have the Wi-Fi enabled with data plan. I think this one has that, or maybe don't. I don't know. Range Rover is new to me, so I'm learning a lot, especially from my S video. But let's go ahead and let's break this thing down. So where can I see how much everything is? Oh, I think I showed you guys the window sticker in this video. So if I'm missing something, you know what I'm missing. Anyways, the base price of the Dynamic SE is $55,100, and you do have a $12.75 destination and handling fee. And now, as far as the options I chose, everything comes together is about $6,500 in options. So this one comes out to $62,000. If you don't option it out, then, it'd be much lesser, of course, $6,000 less. There's a lot of different customizations you can do. And I think anyone that's buying the Evoque want something off-road ready, want something small, compact. Maybe you're driving by yourself most of the time. You may have a passenger. Maybe you just have a kiddo, and that's pretty much it. Or maybe, just you and your significant other. I don't know. You just don't want a Discovery, you don't want a Range Rover, you want a Range Rover Sport, you don't want a Velar, you want the small guy. And now when you want the small one, maybe you don't want to spend too much money. The Evoque is definitely a good package to get. For you get a lot of power for the size, like really small. Of course, you can get the bigger, badder Range Rovers in the lineup and get much more power, much more space, more features, and all the good stuff. But this is an interesting class to be in because SUV just is popular. So this compact SUV, or is this like a subcompact? I think this is a subcompact SUV. This class is very interesting because you get some options. Anyways, I'm ending everything here. Drop a comment below if you're in the market for an Evoque, or you bought something else, or you bought one, or you got an S, you got an SE. How you spec yours out? Do you love them? Let me know if I miss anything. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next walk around.